If I want to build this house, how much would it cost me?
Currently building 10 properties.
Is the city asking for anything different after the fires?
The city has not.
All right, Jason, so here we are, beautiful Beverly Hills.
I don't like to correct you, so don't take this the wrong way, but we're in the Palisades.
Oh wow.
Yeah. This is a neighborhood called the Riviera.
Wow, everything here is pretty much fully intact.
Yeah, it's all still standing.
Yeah, I don't want to minimize what happened in the Palisades, but if you watch the news or the media, it makes it seem like the entire Palisades is gone. Close to 7,000 structures burned in the Palisades fires, and then of those, about 6,000 were single family homes. When we say Palisades fires, that includes Malibu, Topanga, and the Palisades. So if I were to estimate, once we only account for the Palisades community itself, I'm probably looking at about 4,000 homes that were actually burned. If this were a brand new development, 40% of the homes are already built. So do you see more development happening in certain areas of the Palisades than others?
The rebuild that I'm seeing most of is definitely in the flat alphabet streets, because I think that those houses are easier to produce. They're easier on the architect, they're easier on the engineer, they're easier on the city planning department, because they're pretty straightforward. You're not like dealing with hillside, you're not dealing with massive spans or anything.
I think the alphabet streets is gonna blow up. And one of the reasons I would say is due to its association to the surrounding neighborhoods that are largely still intact. I mean, from studying different neighborhoods around the West Side and seeing how gentrification works, usually a lot of value is built through association with the neighboring neighborhood. And the alphabet streets is close to the most expensive areas in the Palisades, but also close to commercial areas and infrastructure and the village.
Yeah.
Which you build there, and at least you could be like, oh, I see it
exists.
Yeah, and it already exists. Well, if you go to some of the more desolate areas of the Palisades, you build and then, you're kind of isolated.
Yeah, I don't believe it's a good time for developers to buy.
Interesting.
But I do believe that it's a good time for buyers to buy. If someone wanted to live here, now is the time to buy here at a fantastic price.
Now, you say not for developers because the margins may not necessarily be there yet, or?
I think that there needs to be more of a test of the neighborhood and more of an understanding of where prices really do feel like they belong here.
I think once we start getting some comparable sales for these, that'll really kind of
There's currently no comparables, right?
So you're kind of going blind.
You're going blind. So that's why I wouldn't do it as a developer. But then you have companies like this who bought, I think they bought like 3 or 5 properties to do I don't know how to pronounce that.
To do what? So they bought them next to each other, or just?
No, they bought a whole bunch of properties in the Palisades and they want to do some development there, right? Like,
I just ran into a developer who's
buying them.
Yeah.
Who's saying the same thing?
Well, he's building a spec house.
Okay.
I know him because I helped a client buy one of his houses on the west side.
You recognize that sign right there?
Let's look at that sign. What are you talking about? Dun, 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 shelter homes. That's Jason, by the way. By the way, my name is Daniel Rangel, real estate agent on the west side of Los Angeles. If I can be of any help, it would be an honor. And for a free consultation on buying or selling, you can find my information in the description below. And you can also find Jason's information in the description below. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit like or subscribe. 6 months ago, we spoke and prices were declining. I think you mentioned you had bought a house with a small structure to tear down for 2.7. The lot was now worth 1.8.
It was plummeting. It was actually like, as we were talking, price was going down $100,000.
Yeah.
I think that we've actually found stabilization. So we probably bottomed out around 1.4, 1.5, and we're actually seeing it climb back up.
So interestingly, to back that up, in the past 6 months, the first 3 months in the alphabet streets, the median price was around 1.6.
Okay.
The most recent 3 months, we're seeing the median price at 1.75.
Okay.
So like you said, exactly, a slight potential increase. If anything, the samples are too small.
I don't want to brag, but I didn't do that. I did that no comps. Okay.
I spent 2 hours pulling those numbers together.
Definitely going up. Definitely, that in my mind is sending a signal, right? Okay, people do still believe in the Palisades. The prices are going up. People do want to come back. I am hearing a number that's floating around that's saying it's about 50% of people that are going to stay, and 50% of people are going to either sell or build and sell. Look, that developer right there, see? Built another house right there, see?
Oh, yeah.
So it's random and scattered. It's what we call an infill development. So it's not a subdivision or anything like that. It's individual lots that are being developed.
As opposed to being rolled out like tract homes.
Correct, okay?
Which, I like that because one of the cool things that a lot of people have mentioned about when they visit Los Angeles and the architecture is that you get to drive through these communities and the homes are all pretty much different.
Right.
Like they have character, as opposed to you go to some development in Texas, pretty much every house looks the same. So you have several projects here.
Yes.
Now there's some that you own, is that correct?
Correct.
But there's also some where you're representing the
owners.
The owner.
Owners, yeah.
Now, is it mostly owners that you're representing? Or is it someone buying a lot and being like, hey, Jason, I just bought this house. I want to build something.
Yeah.
What do you see? Who's building pretty much?
I'm currently building 10 properties.
Okay.
We have 10 houses under construction at the moment. Forget about what we have in the pipeline. We have 10 houses under construction at the moment. Of the 10, I want to say three, maybe 4 people plan on living in the home. For example, this property right here, the person who bought it is rebuilding the home, but they're
prior to the fires, they
had always rented it out.
Rented it out.
Yeah, they just rented it out, and they're rebuilding to rent it out again.
Dude, 6 months ago, empty.
Empty.
This is a drastic change.
Massive change. Can you believe it?
So this is the city website.
Okay.
Now, the numbers, I never really get them. For example, applications received. This is supposed to be like up to date as of now.
2,500.
2,500. Then if you look in small numbers, unique addresses, about 1,200.
So probably multiple permits per
House?
address.
Per address?
Yeah.
Could that be for like the garage?
Yeah, it could be grading and house, and you're done.
Now, they never
Yeah.
put the little footnotes on what these things
Right,
actually
yeah.
mean, so we'll take it with a grain of salt. But 1,200 homes, that's a lot of people rebuilding if that's the case.
And there's a lot in review, so that's good.
What are some things that a buyer should look into, consider before they buy, a lot?
I think that if you are an end user who's always wanted to live in the Palisades, now is the time to do it, because you're gonna get the highest bang for your buck, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Doing it yourself, funding the build and putting that whole process together for yourself, than to allow the developer to come in,
Fit their margin.
and try to get that margin from them. Right?
Last time I spoke to you, we kind of ran those numbers or talked about it, but it kind of came out that if you build yourself, you're kind of saving about 20%.
20 to 25%, yeah, that's what I think. If I was looking to buy a property here, my first call would either be someone like me who can tell you, all right, if you buy this property, here's what you can build on it, this is roughly what it would cost. Mm-hmm. Or I'd be calling an architect saying, hey, I'm looking at buying this property. Is it a good property? What can I build on it? And do you think it's a viable property to build what I want as my end result to be here, right? That's pretty much it.
Typically, the architect will tell you what you can build, while the contractor can tell you how much it would cost. Is that correct?
Yeah. My best advice that I give everybody, and I'll give you guys for free, is always build the most square footage that you can build is what you want to be building. In terms of your finishes, I would sacrifice finishes all day to make sure I'm getting the biggest amount of square footage on my house. Because you can always replace the kitchen in 10 years from now. But it's really difficult to add that third bedroom that you wanted. I'm just getting interviewed. Guys, this is Paul.
Paul, nice to meet you.
Hey,
Daniel.
nice to meet you. Daniel.
He is a homeowner in the Palisades and decided to rebuild.
I love Jason's houses too much. What can I say?
Oh,
There you go.
he's your client?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
He's building right next door to this house.
Amazing.
Yeah. If you remember, and I don't know if you guys do, but this house was wide open when we walked past it. And you remember,
This house is the foundation house.
this is one of the reasons why I would not choose to keep the foundation. Because look at how brittle all that was. Did you pull it out or are you retrofitting?
Pull that out.
I'm happy that you guys redid it. 6 months ago, we were standing right
here. Nothing here.
Nothing.
Flat.
And now, this house was fully finished, about to be staged, and completely burned down.
Permitting process before the fires and now faster or slower?
So what was interesting about this house is because it wasn't fully C of O'd yet, I thought that I could just start building it. So I started rebuilding it and the inspectors came by and said, hey, you need a fire rebuild permit. Irregardless of the fact that it existed before, you need to do it again. So we did have to go back to the city, but because we made no changes at all, it was a week.
Okay.
It was
Massive.
a week, it was super fast. But I had one house that sold, I wanna say in September before the fire. So they got to live in the house for like 3 months before it burned down. In that house, I had to completely scrap. I had to redo the engineering, redo the drawings, resubmit, and it took 3 months to get permits.
Where before the fires.
Which is still good.
Okay.
Because before the fires, that process was like 6 months.
6 months. So
And
we kind of
but
cut it down in half.
there are many people who are still in plant check waiting for 6 months. Like it's not black and white.
Is the city asking for anything different after the fires?
The city has not required any changes to the permits or requirements for rebuilding. So they have not stated that you need to use a difference of fire rated materials. They haven't stated you need to use different insulation. They haven't stated you need to put in more fire sprinklers. Everything that you see that contractors are doing to rebuild and to have it be done in a more fire-friendly build is completely voluntary.
So while the city's not making it a requirement, you're taking it upon yourself to implement certain measures that do protect against fires. So can you mention some of those?
We've taken 2 voluntary measures. We started coating the structure of these buildings with a fire retardant paint. That is pretty impressively effective. Yeah, I had one of my guys play around with it just to try to
burn
it out.
the house down.
See on the top of this house right here,
which is yours.
Yeah, which is mine. Right by that blue box to the left.
Yep.
You'll actually see a fire sprinkler, which will spray water
outside.
The way that we build these houses already has the fire code requirements in it, right? There are certain hour ratings that need to be held, certain doors, certain windows that need to be used, certain lighting fixtures that need to be used. And then on top of that, we're adding the primer behind it with the fire retardant. We're adding the roof sprinklers.
If I want to build this house, how much would it cost me?
I'm telling everyone, like the cost ranges are really somewhere between $550 to $850, and it just depends on what you actually want to build.
Sometimes I get calls from people. They're like, "Hey, I found this empty lot up in the mountains, never been developed. Is there an advantage to buying a lot where there was already a community as opposed to a lot just out in the middle of nowhere?"
Massive benefit. This already has ecosystem and infrastructure. Right? Something that even Fred was talking about, right? There's already schools that are here. There's already churches that are here. There's already superstores that are, grocery stores that are gonna be here. There's already the village that's here. So you have the infrastructure, you have the ecosystem, you have the sewer lines, you have the electrical, you have the water lines, you have all of these things that are here. It's a no-brainer. You go pick a lot out of nowhere you may not have those things yet.
Because sometimes even connecting to the city sewer
Yep.
can be extremely expensive.
It can be a massive expense. And many people don't anticipate that. Yeah.
Or then even just access to electricity, right? Which
Yeah,
here
yeah.
once this house is finished,
Yeah,
you
we'll
will have power. Dude, you're amazing. It's great seeing you again.
Good to see you too.
Maybe we'll do another, what round is this? Three?
We'll do 4 when the house is finished. Go
Should I
have
wear
fun,
a
guys.
hard hat or?
Nah, it's okay. I have good insurance.
All right, cool. And for a free consultation on buying or selling, you can find my information in the description below. And you can also find Jason's information in the description below. Right.